What it do? We are back with another YouTube video, and today I have a very special video for y'all today. I'm going to be interviewing one of my longtime friends, semi-professional basketball player, Adrian Porter JR. Me and Adrian have been friends since about when I was a freshman in high school, and I've always known that he was a baller. But today we're going to be talking a little bit about his basketball career up to this point and his future plans for basketball. So without further ado, Adrian, go on ahead and introduce yourself to everybody.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Adrian Porter Jr.
All right, so let's go on ahead and get into this interview. So the first question I want to ask you, Adrian, is when did you start to play basketball? Like when did basketball become a part of your life?
Sheesh. My sophomore year of high school, really. That's when it all started.
So you weren't playing before then. That's whenever it really started to kick off, whenever you were already 16, 17 years old.
Correct, correct.
So when you started playing basketball, did it feel like somewhat of a calling for you? And when did that moment come whenever you really felt like you were a basketball player? When did that moment come?
Sheesh. It actually came whenever we played our rivals, Pallet Point, and I took us into three overtimes, and I hit a buzzer each time, and then that's when I fell in love with the game.
So speaking of that rivalry, obviously you're from Aubrey, and Aubrey has been a really good basketball school for a while, and especially in the more recent years. I'm from Pilot Point, like you said, it's a really big rival. But speaking of Aubrey, they've had a lot of really good players that have played there, and I just want to ask you, who were some of the best players from Aubrey High School that you got to play with, and who are some of the best players from other schools that you got to play against? Go ahead and start with some of your best teammates from Aubrey High School.
Oh man, teammates. Oh my boy, Damon Jordan. He came my junior year. He's a lefty, quick as I don't know what. And my cousin. Um, Yeah, those were the guys right there. Oh, and Drew, because Drew taught me actually how to dunk and and do all that stuff. So
Are there
those
any
three.
key opponents that you remember facing that either were your friends outside of basketball or anything like that 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 you had competitiveness on the court just because of your friendship outside of basketball? Was there anyone like that?
Uh, I don't know. It was just always whenever we saw each other at tournaments or anything. Uh, we were just cool then, but nothing really too much outside of basketball or anything. But on the court, it was just it was cool. We just competed, and each time we saw each other, you know, it was just good vibes.
What NBA players like that are playing right now and players that were before your time and before our time that aren't playing anymore, do you compare your game to? Are there anyone that is there anyone that you study, anyone that you look up to, or anything like that, or even a player that you don't really play like or you don't really study, but that you just really like?
Um, I would compare my game a lot to Kobe, Kevin Durant, and John Morant. Um, just with Kobe's mentality, KD's long and ability to go in or pull up for the three, and then John Morant's explosiveness. I feel like all three of those I have.
What makes you a game changer? What makes Adrian Porter Jr. I guess, change the game when he steps on the court? What makes you, what makes you a different animal once you're on the court? Like, is it your mentality? Is it a special set of skills? What is it about you that is special?
I would say because you'll never know what I'm gonna do, so I might give you a three ball, pull up, drive it in, create a foul. Especially clutch moments. Clutch moments, I'm definitely gonna come in, and then I'm locked in, communicating with my teammates all the time. I kind of lift everybody up. If we're down a couple, go lift everybody up and bring the tempo and everything. So I'll say what I've heard. I'm a Draymond Green when it comes to that.
So you're kind of like unpredictable when it
Yeah.
comes to that's what makes you different is because of how unpredictable you are. Do you think that sometimes that can be a weakness and a strength? Like obviously defenders are never going to know what to do whenever they're playing against you, but do you also feel like it could possibly be a weakness? Say that some of your teammates might not know what to expect either.
No, it's just really if we're good. with spacing and everything, and everyone's in the correct positions and moving right, then no, we'll be good. It should be good.
So I know that basketball players have really big egos, and so it's going to be hard for you to answer this question. But what is your weakness? I think that everybody has a weakness on the court. Like for me, it's my jump shot. That's easily my weakness, and I know everyone that I play with, whether it be outside on the hard or outside on concrete or even inside on the hardwood, anyone that I've seen play consistently, I know their weakness. But I want to know from you, what is your weakness?
My weakness, man, sheesh. It's kind of hard. That's kind of hard. Only weakness I can really think about would be myself. Sometimes I'll doubt myself, or I won't hop into the game, and I'll be very passive. I won't even try to score. So I think
So
my
so
weakness
it's
is
more of a
myself.
mentality thing at that point. I remember watching you whenever you would play against Pilot Point, and I've seen you play other games as well. In high school, in a smaller, 4A, 3A high school, you were one of the tallest players, 6'3", 6'4", correct?
Yeah.
And then once you get to the semi-pro level that you're at now, you're not always going to be the tallest on the court. Was
Oh,
there
definitely.
was there somewhat of a change from being the tallest person on the court in high school and being a better perimeter or not perimeter defender, but a better defender in the paint to where now there are guys that are much bigger than you in the paint?
Um, I don't really look at it like that. Is since I've already, played that big man role in high school, I kind of know what to expect because big men only really do one thing: they either catch, turn around, or catch and float. So it's just the timing it really. But
Right.
I don't think it's hard now.
So speaking of that, you're a bucket getter, right? I've seen you shoot. You can get buckets, and you are a shooting guard, correct?
Yes, sir.
What is your mentality when the shots aren't falling? Do you turn into a guy that's a pass first? Are you crashing the boards for rebounds? When the shots aren't falling, where does Adrian Porter's mind go?
If I can't hit any shots, then I'm taking it in, and that's a great part about my game is that I'm just not a shooter. And when I'm taking it in, I feel like they're closing it off. Then I'll bring the ball out. And the thing is that I have range, so I just kind of trade off. But if all of it's on, then it's gonna be a long night for the other team.
Yeah, that's for sure. Tell me a little bit about the Texas Hyenas. I know that they're a semi-professional team, but what I've been wondering is what league are y'all in, and what level of semi-professional competition is it?
We're actually in PBA. I'm not too familiar about the competitions, but I know the last league that we were in, it's a lot tougher and a lot better, from my understanding. We'll be playing a lot of good teams, and the team that we actually playing this Sunday, they got the right pieces, so it'll be a good game, tough game.
So let me ask you about, obviously the teams that you're playing and the preparation that goes into that. Do your coaches gather film and scouting reports for you guys, or is it kind of just like you show up on Sunday and just go to work?
Um, well, we know what team we're playing, so I mean, I take it upon myself to go, on YouTube or whatnot and watch the game and see how they play and their best players and what they can and what they can't do.
So about the league, is it a season setup, or is it kind of like an AAU setup where you just go on the weekend and you play a couple games in a tournament, or is there standings and then a playoff at the end? Is it a season setup or
Um,
more like a tournament setup throughout
uh,
the season?
it's a season. I believe we also have a playoff game. I think they said that those might be hosting Orlando. Um, and then of course playoffs. So yeah, it's a lot like the NBA or college or anything.
Right.
Season.
So tell me a little bit about some of your teammates on the Texas Hyenas, and obviously your coach too, who I'm really good friends with on Facebook, Mr. Jerry. Just tell us a little bit about your team. Tell us about your coach, and I guess what y'all's chemistry is, how the team plays. Just tell us a little bit about some of your teammates. Who's the leader of the squad? Who are some other game changers that are on that team?
Oh man, I would say we have a lot of leaders. It's not really just one. We all work with each other. We all communicate with each other very well. Pretty much like a big family. Like we're all brothers. On the court, competitive, but it's all love. And even after, we laugh, joke around. It's just all love. Um, Jerry, Jerry's good, man. He's a good dude. He likes to help people a lot, and that's why I'm putting my trust in him because he chose me from this tryout. Me personally, I felt like I didn't really do anything. But he saw that I had potential, and he's working with me every day. Some game changers, man. I had to be the point guard, Eddie Sims. That boy, he's different. He's a lefty, and he's like me, but you just never know what he's gonna do because he can dribble. He can just come up and pull it from deep, really anywhere, or he can drive it in. So he's shorter than me, but he can get up there. So sneaky bounce.
Right. So when you talk about the team being really tight, y'all are a brotherhood. It's a family aspect. You obviously love each other a lot. When a guy is struggling, do you guys have, I guess, the brotherhood that's kind of like, hey, pick your head up. It's going to be okay. Let's get this next possession. Let's get this the next time you jump out on the court. Or are you guys more like in your face, like, hey, we got to pick this up now. You're better than this. What's the approach? What's the approach to success, and what's the approach to failures on that squad? How do y'all react to failures and successes to each other?
We all pick each other up. Now whenever we go against each other in practice, uh, of course, that team. We're a one team, but then again, we're split up. So, but me personally, whatever team I'm on, I try to be that person and get everybody involved. Or if we're just doing drills and one person's not hitting or a couple people aren't hitting, then we're like, come on, bro, you know what I'm saying? You can hit that, and just boost them up, lift them up.
Right. So let me ask you this real quick. You're obviously all grown men, and you have to have accountability for each other. But if there's a case where, like I said, y'all are struggling or whatever, does the coach step in and also be that leader, or does he rely on the team to do that?
He steps in here and there. He's actually more amped up than we are at times. And so it's like, whenever we're quiet, like warm ups, we're all focused and everything. But he's the one that's like, oh, yeah, you got to hit that. Like, oh, yeah, just walking around,
Yeah.
trying to get everybody in the spirit or whatnot. We're all in the spirit. It's just, we're not
Yeah.
showing it. We're so focused. So,
And one more question about the team before I ask a little bit more about you. Are y'all more of a fundamental group, like y'all are making passes and running plays, or is it more of a street ball aspect where you're just going out and you're hooping?
oh, man. We'll create plays. We really don't even have to, but we just try to whenever we slow it down. But like I said, we really don't have to because we're just really like that good offensively.
Right.
So
So let me ask you real quick. Only a couple more questions left for the interview. What kind of connections has this league provided you when it comes to playing next level basketball?
uh, I know the commissioner of the league. I've actually met with him along with a couple of my other teammates and Jerry. Um, he's gotten players overseas. I believe he's had two that's made it to the league.
Really?
So I'm putting my trust in this league a lot, to
Right.
get me to the next level.
All right, so another question here. What is the next step for Adrian Porter? What is your end goal for basketball? By the time that you have to hang up your sneakers and be done with the game forever, where do you want to be and how are you going to get there?
Oh man, I want to be in the Hall of Fame, bro. Hall of Fame, NBA.
How are you going to get there? What's it going to take for you to get to that step?
And just keep working, really. Work hard, find the right connection, stay with the small circle, the right group of people. Sticking with Jerry, sticking with the commissioner of this league, and so And just stay positive. That's the most important. Stay positive.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up this interview. I want to ask you one more question. This one's just for fun. This one's a surpriser. If you were to hypothetically go to the NBA tomorrow, you suit up tomorrow, you're on the Grizzlies, you're playing with your boy Ja Morant and my guy Dylan Brooks. You're playing for the Grizzlies. Who is the one player that you want to dunk on? Who is the one player whose shot you want to block?
Oh, one player I want to dunk on. Miles Bridges. I want to dunk on Miles Bridges.
Really?
Or
Really?
Derrick
Okay.
Jones Jr. Or Derrick Jones Jr.
Really? Yeah, that
And
dude Derrick Jones Jr. He can jump out the building, man. And then
yeah,
just give me the one guy that who you want to block.
Curry.
Curry, you'd want to block Curry?
Curry. Yes.
Well, those are great answers. My answers are I would want to dunk on Ben Simmons because he's a depoy candidate. And so it's kind of like I would love to dunk on a depoy candidate. And then I would love to block a shot from a guy like Zach Levine going up for a dunk and just swatting it.
Ooh,
Those are my answers. But thank you, Adrian, for the interview. I appreciate it so much. If you guys haven't yet, follow Adrian on Instagram. Do you want to go ahead and tell us your Instagram or Twitter or anything like that?
Oh man. Instagram is really just Adrian Porter, bro. Yeah, Adrian Porter 9. There it is, Adrian Porter 9, and I follow back. So
Yeah, and everybody make sure to follow the Texas Hyenas on Facebook. If you don't know how to get there, just comment down below. I'll drop a link for the Texas Hyenas Facebook. Do they have a YouTube channel that we can keep up with or anything like that so we can watch games or anything like that right now?
no, I just know the games will be on Roku TV, and
Awesome.
I'll send that to you. You can link that.
Yeah, I'll make sure to put that in the link so everybody can keep up with the Texas Hyenas basketball. If you all haven't yet, make sure to follow me on all platforms: Instagram at Michael Sports _ YouTube, Twitter at Michael Sports, and then my Snapchat is WinTheDay_4. Again, thank you so much, Adrian Porter. Everybody, just make sure to continue to support the Texas Hyenas and Adrian, and we're out of here. So